The Bible says, the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies. The waters shall overflow the hiding place. Now this isn't hail. This is just rain. But there seems to be some hail mixed in with it. Maybe. That's wild. That is really wild, actually. So I don't know how to do that. In the Bible it says they had hail mingled with fire. One of the 10 plagues of Egypt. And it came down on the ground and killed wherever livestock was in the fields. And the overflowing flood against the Gog and Magog, which was the land of Russia, was powerful, and the storm which caused such destruction was regarded as judgments from God. And the Bible describes in the last days that there would be on earth large hail. Now, if I remember, the weight of it was the weight of a talent, which I believe is recorded at 60 pounds. I've never seen a hail the weight of 60 pounds yet. I mean, I've seen baseball sized hail, not myself, but on pictures, on films. I've seen hail the size of golf balls. And I've seen the damage and how it could kill people, would kill people, and the damage it does to cars. But it's described in the last days as being one of the last judgments which God allows to happen on the earth. And as it says, neither repented they of their fornications or their murders, their witchcraft and their thefts. And God allows it on the last time on the earth to get worse. It's like the pangs of a woman. And it will gradually get more increasing, worse and worse. And global warming seems to be getting worse. It's increasing more and more. And some people say, oh, there's no such thing as global warming. It is, it's here. You're seeing the change in the weather. And Jesus said, anyway, the sea and the waves will roar at the end of the world after the Jews repossessed Jerusalem, which happened in 1967. That's interesting, that how Jesus said Jerusalem would be trodden down in Luke 21 verse 24-25, that it would be trodden down by the Gentiles, Gentile nations which are non-Jewish, all nations which are non-Jewish, which is the Turks and the Arabs and the British and all that. And the thing is, in Daniel chapter 8, it tells us after 2,300 days the sanctuary would be cleansed, and it's describing it from the time of the Alexander the Great, which was 323 BC when he conquered Jerusalem, right? If you add 2,300 days as years, 2,300 years, one day for a year, which is a prophetical year in the Bible, it comes to 1967, do the maths. And that's when the Jews repossessed Jerusalem, and it was no longer trodden down by the Gentile nations, because obviously the Palestinians controlled it till that point. So anyway, Jesus said, all those, you know, at the end of the world would have a lack of faith. There would be a lack of faith on the earth. Jesus said, when the Son of Man comes back to the earth, will he find faith on the earth? And it's in the negative. And, you know, there's another Bible verse which says, that the day of Jesus would come like a thief in the night to those who are not looking for the signs. He describes it in the book of Revelation to one of the 7 churches, and the warning is there that you will not know the hour. But there's another Bible verse that says nobody will know the hour or the day. Only God has that. But what Jesus was saying is that you will be sleeping, you will be not knowing, like with the time when Noah came into the world and preached to everybody for 120 years, and it says that they knew not when the flood came and took them all away. And yet Noah was a preacher of righteousness. In fact, it says in Peter that Jesus went and preached to the spirits in prison in the days of Noah. So Jesus went down as an angel and preached to people's spirits in prison. Now there's a lot of people have different ideas what is meant by that. I think personally that the prisons were full. People had a lot of prisons and wicked people doing a lot of evil, and a lot of prisons, and there were prisons. And God destroyed the earth because of violence of people. They got very violent and evil. And we're seeing a change in the world now. There's little justice and a lot of violence and a lot of bad language, a lot of fornication, a lot of witchcraft being practiced everywhere. There's a lot of sin going on. So yeah, the world's getting worse. And Jesus said that the signs of the end of the world would be the sea and the waves roaring after the Jews repossessed Jerusalem. So, and there's other signs as well to look for, many signs. Well, weather today, Sunday, I think it's the 9th of February 2020, and this is the storm which they've been predicting, and it's been very windy all last night, and we're now starting to see some of the squally winds. This is what, 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. I did see a pattern of squall clouds coming over. They predicted possible tornadoes. They never predict tornadoes. Not here. In the UK as a norm. But in the squalls you can get tornadoes. And well, we've had them here without the squall, just in small thunderstorms. I filmed it over there. You look at my other videos on YouTube and you'll have a look down that area there. That's the trees with leaves on, of course. We've had tornadoes striking them. Google tornado in my garden and you can see the one hitting the tree. And look at the eye link on it and you'll see all the other tornadoes. Big ones which came down to the ground. Filmed them all over the place. Yeah, so we're looking at the weather just to see what's happening. It's just the one squall cloud came over. Quite wild. I mean, that wild anyway. But the other squall cloud. We've had quite a lot of winds. There will be another one, I think, coming in about half an hour. Maybe an hour. Anyway, the Bible says to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believes to righteousness, with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. To go anyway. Bye.